My name is Oliver Mai-Kolerus. I'm the administrative coordinator of the Einstein Center for Neurosciences, Berlin.
Hi, I'm Benedikt. I'm the educational coordinator of the Einstein Center for Neurosciences.
When the wall fell in 1989, on November 9th, I was pretty much asleep because I was just an 11-year-old boy. But on the next day after I woke up, my parents told me about the new situation and that we are now allowed to travel to West Germany. And I knew immediately that this was something really changing. Because so far, my grandfather was the only family member who was allowed to travel to West Germany. As a child, I wanted to become a truck driver. So every single time when I was riding with my parents over the highway, I saw these huge Volvo trucks, which were much bigger than the normal GDR lorries. And I wanted to drive such a huge truck. But unfortunately, we had relatives in West Germany, and so it was forbidden for me to become a truck driver in the GDR. Because I was not allowed to cross borders. So I became a neuroscientist instead, and there I was allowed to cross borders. We want to implement the principles of open science and open innovation to enable our students to think a little bit outside the box, to look for solutions for their problems on other research areas, to think transdisciplinary and not just focus on their field of very narrow research.
We would like to enable our young researchers to be able to tear down some walls which we think is hindering the progress of science, and that would be the walls between disciplines, the walls which make it easier to search for solutions for your problems, and also the walls between science and the public.
Young scientists often start in their programs with a handful of brilliant ideas. But the process from the brilliant idea to scientific discovery is sometimes very cumbersome and hard. And I think that it's very important for young researchers to learn the techniques of open science and transparency to create utility for the scientific community. And this is exactly what is done in the program Open Innovation.
We are not only implementing concepts of open science like open data, open access, open source into our program, we also implement principles coming from open innovation, so coming from the industry into our program. And by combining open innovation and open science into one program, this makes us pretty unique because we do this for early career researchers, for PhD students.
We try to hand tailor a lot of our teaching content to the program, to the projects our students are currently working on, which means no edition of our program is the same than before because our students always have different research topics and projects to work on. So one is the opportunity for society to feed into research questions which concerns them, because that's a large part of open innovation. Another part will be the more efficient use of open data, because data which are in essence always paid by the working people of every country through taxes can be analyzed again and again and again and don't need to be acquired with huge costs several times for the same kind of question. And the third part is through the involvement of the public, of patient-driven innovation or citizen science in the scientific project, the public becomes a better understanding of science and a better feeling of ownership, which I think is of major importance right now, where we have the time of science skepticism and fake news and the non-trusting in experts and facts.
Our biggest problem is the upscaling. It would be great if we could do this for every PhD student here in Berlin, but we are just lacking the manpower for it.
We are thinking very hard and trying to find ways of how we can bring the message we consider important about the impact of open innovation into the scientific community, but also into the broader public. And one of the measures we have come up with to do so is the establishment of the Open Innovation Award, which is awarded by the Einstein Center once a year, to which we invite not only our students, but every researcher and also every science-oriented citizen to participate and present their ideas, which we then will try to support as much as possible further on.